Yes, sir. In the
Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate it. Relative to the Iran talks, meeting, friendly chat, whatever.
it's a meeting. It's just a meeting.
on
Yes. I don't
Saturday.
know if it'll be friendly. It'll be a meeting, an important one.
I want to go back to an older story that's kind of petered out a little bit. A former special envoy for Iran, Rob Malley, was suspended and had his security clearance revoked as a result of some alleged violations of security processes. Republicans were screaming about getting documents from the State Department and an update, and then January rolled around and Republicans kind of went silent on the issue. I'm trying to find out if the State Department can provide any update or commit to providing any update on that scenario.
Well, I can get you an update once we take it back and look for that update.
Thank you.
I'll get that to you for sure. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Tammy. I have two questions on North Korea. First question, North Korean Kim Jong-un recently said that the U.S. and South Korea and Japan's efforts to denuclearize North Korea are nonsense. Does the U.S. believe that North Korea must completely denuclearize? Second question, President Trump has mentioned that North Korea is a nuclear state. Will the State Department formally recognize North Korea as a nuclear state? Thank you.
Well, I would say for questions about what President Trump might do, you must check with the White House. We do know, of course, that the administration has made it clear that North Korea has to be a denuclearized state. So that's the only thing that's acceptable in that regard. Yes, please.
Just a couple of questions coming back to the Russia prisoner swap. I'm wondering, this swap that happened today, how do you see that as connected to the talks? You know, is this a positive sign for Russia's willingness to make concessions when it comes to Ukraine?
You know, I think that the president's been very clear that there's one thing on the table with Russia, which is the ceasefire. Yeah. That there's no other dynamic that's going to be addressed or facilitated until that is dealt with. The president did make a few comments at his cabinet meeting regarding the situation and how it was brought to his attention, and the fact that he pledged, again, this is not a lark on his behalf. This was a pledge that he's made throughout the campaign and has been a hallmark of his administration, and he's acted on that. In this particular case, it happens to be this young woman who comes back. I think that, you know, as especially also with Stephen Hubbard still being detained there, it's clear that this is an ongoing framework. Regardless, we're not going to choose or not choose a country based on a circumstance. The president's going to act on Americans who need to be freed.
Right. And on the Russian who was released in the swap, Arthur
Petrov.
Petrov, yeah. So he was detained and extradited from Cyprus, I believe, related to rules that the previous administration had imposed on Russia, which were about making sure that the Russians didn't get access to U.S. microelectronics for their military programs, right? So the fact that you've released this guy who was detained for breaching that, does
he was returned to Russia. He wasn't released into the wild. He was returned to Russia.
Does that signal some softening of the U.S.
Well, yeah,
restrictions
the
on
Biden
Russian
administration hadn't talked to Russia at all. I mean, President Trump is the first to engage with Russia for years. So when we think about the nature of either administration, but this is about leadership. It transcends partisanship. It's about how do you conduct your business to get things done. Do you just simply not talk to people and turn a blind eye and do nothing? Or do you engage when it comes to stopping the carnage, stopping wars, getting people released from being unjustly held, or just even getting Americans back home? You've got to engage with people to do this. And Secretary Rubio's made it very clear, is that when they've asked if he trusted Putin as an example, he talked about that in this dynamic, you have to deal with what people do and what they don't do. That trust really isn't the issue. It's about expectations, what people are supposed to do, and whether they do them or not. And you can then talk. You must be able to talk with everyone if you want to get results. And I think that that's what we have in this administration. And we see it every day, including today and with her release. And we'll see it on Saturday. We'll see it constantly from both Secretary Rubio and President Trump as we work to make the world a better place. And that is it for today. Thank you, everyone. Next Tuesday, I will see you then. Someday you will be entertained by Tommy Pigott. Yes, he's very good. So I feel very safe that you'll be in his hands.